In the past couple of nights and tonight, there have been some really heavy stories in the news that we need to tell. But they're not the only stories out there. And that's why we want to tell this next story. Tonight, the first ever concert in our brand new Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Garth Brooks. It's special for another reason. The first big country music concert since the shooting in Vegas last week. I want you to take a listen right now to some of the concert. Guess who's there? Chris Holcomb. Take a listen. A lot of... All right, so Chris has a pretty decent seat, I think, but there have been a lot of tweets out there complaining about the sound at the concert. Many people disappointed, calling out the stadium on social media. Well, Chris Hopper is actually in the middle of all this big night tonight, joins us from outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but you actually had a good seat inside. How did it sound?
So, Vinny, I'll start it with this. It was an incredible atmosphere. It was an amazing event. Garth Brooks puts on an incredible show, and in this brand new stadium, it looked terrific. Now, from our seats, we were just a few rows from the stage. I mean, you could almost reach out and touch Garth Brooks and the other performers on stage. The audio wasn't that bad. I mean, it was pretty good throughout most of the show. But a lot of these people who we're talking to, who were sitting in those upper levels tonight, are complaining constantly about the audio quality. It was too loud. There were issues with not being able to hear what the performers were saying on stage. They couldn't hear when President Jimmy Carter came on stage to give Trisha Yearwood a proclamation. They couldn't hear what Garth Brooks was saying, and they couldn't make out a lot of the music as well. People are complaining. They want refunds. They're definitely looking for somebody to blame here tonight because they spent a lot of money to be at this concert. Now, you mentioned Vegas. That's another thing that we talked to people about out here tonight. I was actually kind of surprised how much that was on people's minds. We talked to a number of people outside the stadium before the concert to get their thoughts on it. Here's what they had to say. Take a listen.
We'll play for Vegas the rest of our lives. Every time we pick up a guitar from here forward, it'll be for Vegas, and it should be. It was that monumental, but yet the healing is going to be that much more monumental. So my money's on the good guys, and we're going to...
I think it's still so close to when it happened. I think anybody that goes in here tonight will have them in their thoughts and prayers and be thinking of them.
We talked about it on the ride down here. I mean, it wasn't always too concerned with anything happening here, but yeah, it was, on everybody's mind, I guess.
Think about tonight.
No way. No way. Atlanta's a great city, and I feel completely safe being down here. And, the stadium is wonderful. Security is great. I've never had an issue, and no, I'd bring my kids if they were Garth fans too.
So you also heard from Garth Brooks there as well. He talked about Vegas before in a press conference. He didn't really address it during the concert when we were inside. He may have after we left, but certainly it was a great atmosphere, a great event. But people tonight are upset about the audio quality, and they're looking for answers and maybe even refunds, Vinny.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they're going to be able to fix it or if it's just in the design. That'll be something we'll follow up on, surely, here on the Late Feed. Thanks so much, Chris.